Hello, my lovely book lovers. Welcome back to Procaffeinate with Books. Today, I bring you my Paisa Vasool version of the book recommendation video. Now, what I mean by Paisa Vasool is a book that will add value not just by the learning aspect but also by the entertainment aspect and also from the money aspect. So, today, I have for you 5 books under 500 rupees in each of these books format that are not just entertaining and learning to read, but they also can be reread for most of the times, and that is why it's a Paisa Vasool video. So without any further ado, let's quickly jump in and get started with the first book. The first book in here, Atomic Habits, is basically a guided framework for you guys to develop your each day beautifully. By that, what I mean is you work on yourself, on your little things and habits that you pursue on a day-to-day basis and get improved on a day-to-day basis. So you don't have to look after long life goals, you just have to work each day, every hour, every minute into different things, and that's where you get the results. Now, often when we are trying to change any of our habits or our behaviors in general, we face a lot of difficulties कि यार मैं तो ऐसा ही हूँ, that's how I am, I don't think I'll be able to change myself. It's much bigger change. The problem is not you or your habits. The problem is the system that you implement to actually change these habits or behavioral tendencies in yourself. And when we talk about the system, this book actually pinpoints on those minute details that we often overlook, and that is what will help you, safeguard the overall system that you will be building to change your habits. And here you will learn to keep yourself motivated to be developing new habits for yourself, because no one else will be doing that for you, and most important, creating an environment around yourself that propels you to succeed. Next up, I have The Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. It's actually his autobiography or memoir, whatever you want to call it. And this book illustrates the whole life of APJ Abdul Kalam, not just a particular phase where he succeeded or struggled. It's an entire overview, right from his childhood days when he used to deliver newspapers, run across the railway tracks, getting employed in DRDO, working on the research projects and the rockets, the Agni rockets that everybody has seen, to a presidential position in the government of India. It's all discussed at length, and the best thing that I feel about reading this book is you get so inspired that despite your conditions, you don't really have to give so much shit to yourself and make yourself feel bad about the situations around you. You always have the power to change them. It's not instantaneous, but it's a gradual effort that will lead to those changes. So go ahead and add this book to your library, because it's a wonderful book to read by yourself, to keep yourself inspired, motivated, and even to read aloud to your children, because the messaging of the book is wonderful. And the place where this book starts is from his childhood, so I'm sure children would be able to correlate with it better too. And it's honestly not that big, so it's a wonderful consumption of your time. Next up, I have Disconnected by Emma Gannon, and this is your overview into how you basically stay connected to your human self in this overall online world. Now, in this book, author actually talks about how the millennial generation has grown up online and they are actually very actively connected on the social media platforms, but now they just want to take a step back and give themselves space from these social media platforms, just want to log out or deactivate your profiles, etc. But what is actually triggering these emotions behind? Like, we had suffered lockdown, excessive Zoom meetings, or any other online meetings for that say, not to cliche any particular brand or company. And the lack of physical contact in the overall self and being so much connected in the e-world has led us to be emotionally affected and mentally affected in the state. And now you would be feeling like, yeah, I know that already. Why do I have to, read this book? Because this book not just opens your eyes to those things that you're already experiencing, it also empathizes with it and gives you the medicine to cure yourself from this overall e-world in short doses, just like the way you take normal doses of a physician, खाने के बाद खाने के पहले sort of a thing. It's giving you those exercises to implement in your real life. And if you want to try these doses, you can either purchase the book for yourself and give it a shot, or if you want me to do a full spoilered version of the key takeaways of this book, standalone, specifically focusing on the 10 to 14 points that each chapter discusses in the book, I'll be happy to do that as well. Next up, we have The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho, and I don't know if you would even call yourself a book collector if you don't have a copy of The Alchemist in your collection already. And though most of you would have already read this book, I'm sure you would agree that this is one of the most readable books. The story follows a shepherd boy trying to, surpass his luck and follow his destiny across the desert in the zeal of changing his fate and life. The book is beautifully written. It's wonderfully explaining the simplicity of life and the divine power that works in this world. No matter if you believe in that or not, you would be sure to enjoy this book. Read a while. Plus, obviously, it's quite short. It's under 500 pages as well. And it's honestly the best thing I have ever read growing up. Next up, I have The Psychology of Money, which is like the best epitome of how you can understand to learn money. If you don't already agree that money lessons need to be taught in schools and indulged in the whole education system, this book will surely change your mind. If someone is more of a teenager or a younger child, I would suggest them to read Rich Dad Poor Dad first before diving first into this book. As for adults, you can just dive your head first blindly into this book. It will teach you everything about money, be it how to manage it, how it actually works, how the people's mindset and psychology works towards money, and how you can make yours work around it as well. And these were my 5 books under 500 pages, under 500 rupees for you guys to test out and try and learn everything. Now, you might be wondering, why would I reread any of these books if I've read them once and gained the knowledge that I needed to? Because we as humans don't act like computers and store every part of in our memory and just go to the search bar and select a title and you will be able to retrieve that information. Humans mind unfortunately don't work like that, and you might be in a position where you would be doing well and you would be carried away with life, and you might want to come back, revisit these books, revisit those concepts, and help your life get a grasp of itself and re-implement these strategies. That is why these are best for rereads too. I hope this was an insightful session for you guys and you did find something, hopefully, fingers crossed, for you to try out and read, be it in fiction or non-fiction. I have a couple of more recommendations too that I will be doing depending on the response this video gets. So hop down into the comments and let me know what was your favorite part or what was your favorite book that you are going to try ahead, and I will catch up with you next time. Until then, yeah, you know the drill. Keep your coffees warm and your TBRs long. Goodbye. Happy reading.